Hello, my name is Mars, and welcome back to I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. It's dusk now, so I think, it's early dusk, so should we give Anemone a present to start off? Should we buy her another cake, maybe? Where is she? Is she not out here? Okay, there she is. I bet she doesn't like flowers, but yeah, we'll give her one of the flowers because we have a ton of those and we don't really need them. In terms of all the collectibles we have, that's probably the one we need the least, so yeah. Alright, what should we do? What should we do? I feel like our combat is almost up to that. I think we have 60 right now. I think our gear adds 20, so we have 60. So we probably need like 5 more combat to get the next perk for it. I don't know. Should we start with that? Guard duty. You overhear some of the kids on lookout gossiping about the guards. They love Nem, especially the ones who used to play sports ball with her. And they think Vase is vain and kind of mean. They thought adults were supposed to be nice. Vase, an adult? Ha! No, he just acts like one all the time. You purposefully make a noise as you approach, and they jump apart guiltily. You put on your tough soldier voice and tell them they should have heard you coming, and that they should pay more attention to their job. We're not like that, come on. I'm just doing this to get my... I'm just doing this to get my, my combat up. Alright. Yep, I feel like that's the best we're gonna get it. No? Okay. 4 combat, so 1 away, probably. It's Vertumnalia. Everyone's in high spirits as you decorate the colony square. Tables are piled high with food. Roasted and steamed vegetable, barbecue meat stews, carafes of mulled cider, cakes. Oh, that sounds so good. Hello, people of Vertumna. Happy Vertumnalia. You smell that? That's the smell of victory. We humans have secured our hold on this planet, and now it's time to celebrate. Eat, drink, and be merry. You feel the pulse of a new hollow message in your palm, and you open it up to read. Happy Vertumnalia. There's a present for you on the table. XOXO, your secret admirer. You rush over to the feast table and spot a wrapped present in among the roasted vegetables. Wow, you have a secret admirer? Plus 2 to the last card. You unwrap your present. It's a data band. You snap it on your wrist and boot it up on your holopalm. It's full of all your favorite songs, videos, shows, and games. A collection curated by someone who must really know you. Now you'll always have your media with you, even if the net goes down, including all your favorite episodes of the rise and fall of Sanctuary Moon. Nice. You search the holopalm for any hint as to who could have made it, but you can't find anything. You'll have to ask around, but later. The games are about to begin. And I'm not gonna do any of this. No thanks. Are we at 100 yet? I feel like we're almost at 100 with him. 94. You head to the walls to get a break from the crowd. Dis is up there as well, sketching in a notebook. He shows you a few drawings he's made of various Vertumnan animals, like the Unisaur they starved and dragged out for the Xeno wrangling competition this year. A Unisaur? Oh, those are so pretty and nice. And their pee looks like rainbows. How dare they? It sucks, he says, but doesn't say anything more after that. You're not sure if he means his drawing, the competition, or the whole colony. After the festivities, everyone descends on the feast. You heap your plate with more food than you could eat in 3 sittings. When all the food is gone and the sunset has broken the heat of day, people break out their instruments. Everyone dances well into the night. Alright. Now, we can ask everybody who our secret admirer is, and I think it's pretty obvious who it would be. because we have been flirting aggressively with Dis. You find Dis loading some equipment into an expedition's vehicle. He nods as you approach before going back to his work. Someone gave you a data band. It might have been Dis. Dis doesn't... Are you my secret admirer? Dis doesn't meet your eyes. So what if I was? Don't make a big deal about it. But I like you too. Dis stops and turns around towards you slowly, like he can't believe your words. What? Why? I just do. Dis looks at you in shock. In shock, really? I feel like we've been pretty obvious about it. Then looks away, breathing out shakily. Okay, he mutters, his cheeks turning pink. Cool, I guess. Okay, that didn't cause a relationship increase. Like, it didn't, like, make him my boyfriend or anything. But, okay. Now that we are all relaxed and unstressed, maybe we should go exploring some more. I don't know if there'll be any more events on the ridge, but I was scared about going in for a kiss because his sister sure didn't like that when we tried it with her. Alright. I want to at least go out to the events that are on the far side. If there's no, like, yellow event over here. The yellow events and in the oh god, I forget what the space people are called. The Convergent Domain. In their little area, like the events there, like the challenges there are very difficult, and we've had to take on a lot of stress to try and push through them. So it's good to go out here when alright, that still has an exclamation mark over it. It's good to go back when our stress is nothing. You and Dis are exploring the ruined wormhole observatory again. It feels so familiar. You've dreamed about this place many times, and it's like you're just remembering it all now. This time, the dream memories grip you. You wander as if sleepwalking down familiar paths. You look up and see the wormhole faint in the sky above. The time is right to observe it. Dis tries to keep up. Where are you going? He asks angrily. You don't answer. You're trying to concentrate on finding the place. You approach the large pyramid in the center of the complex. Beside it is one of the smaller elevators, a little monolith with a round iris door. This is the place. Your head throbs with it. Even standing outside, you know there's something down there. You look for one of those elevator monoliths near the pyramid and find it, but it's overgrown with snaking vines and brambles, with very large flowers all over. You could push through them, but Dis stops you and shows you a Geiger counter reading on his holopalm. These flowers seem to be radioactive. Your suit won't protect you for long. We would have to study the flower in xenobotany if we want to keep going and do this, right? You soon realize your mistake as the radiation illness sets in. Brushing by those flowers gave you a big dose. You'll be sick for days and need radiation treatment when you return. But for now, you continue, drawn irresistibly forward by something that sings in your head. Yeah, we would have had to, in order to avoid that, we probably need to study the flower in xenobotany, but we don't have the engineering for that, so, You enter the elevator, thankfully still working, and descend beneath the ground. It opens to a kind of antechamber room with an exit at the other end, leading to the heart of the pyramid. There are glyphs carved into crystal panels on the walls, symbols that resemble the wormhole. You start across the room. The further you go, the more your head swims. You have to pause. You think you might faint. And it isn't just the radiation. There's something down here, some great energy, and it's making your head hurt. You shake your head, trying to clear it. Wait, maybe this is a bad idea. I'm gonna keep going. If I frickin' die here, Oh well. The fog slowly clears from your eyes. Your head still hurts, but you can think again. This looks concerned, even going so far as to reach out to steady you. Are you okay? I'm just gonna keep going, because it says try to explain it to Dis. That implies to me that we would fail. Past the antechamber is a long hallway sloping down. Things around you are starting to look kind of weird, like two slightly different realities overlapping. Dis's face is starting to phase in and out of existence. You're hit with a strong wave of dizziness and nausea. Things seem to move in slow motion, but also far too fast. You lean over and tough it out. Toughness 50 or greater, we have that. You keep going. At the bottom of the hallway are more crystal panels on the walls, many facets broken. Or are they whole? The walls have crumbled and roots creep over everything, but also, they don't. Every time you blink, the room seems to flip and swim between the two realities. All the same, you feel absolutely compelled to continue. What is with this place? Dis looks there and not there. The part of him which exists looks concerned. We need to leave now, he says. This place is hurting you. There's a round iris door at the end of the hall. Are you sure you want to go any further? We're doing this. I'm sorry. We're at 70 now. You pass through the doorway into the large square chamber with a sloping ceiling. Your sense of this place, of the vibrations, is telling you this must be directly under the big pyramid on the surface. The floor and even the air here thrums with vibrating energy. Ugh, even I can feel it now, too. Dis mutters behind you, rubbing his head. The room is empty except for a raised platform in the middle, which looks enticingly like a bed, which is convenient because you are definitely going to faint this time. You collapse onto the platform and are overcome by a spectacular migraine headache. It feels like your head is going to explode. Let's try it. +3 bonus to pairs. Okay. Okay. So that'll be equal no matter what we do. So we're going to want to do this. Okay. Okay. That's a 6. But if we do this, that'll give us a bunch of a kinds. Alright. So that's a 3 of a kind. That's a 9. Alright. Pushing through would give us 110 stress. Oh god. Okay. That's all our mushwood logs. Should we redraw our hand? Maybe that'll give us something better. Hold on. And if we change this, 5, 6, 7, 7, 7, 50 stress. We have a bunch of these. If we can get this down to 30, we can make this. Okay, we can get it 13 for a 5 of a kind. Nice. Good thing we had all those flowers. Ooh. +1 to everything. Oh my goodness. You slip into some kind of waking dream. Layers upon layers of visions. Dis is your lover, or Mars, or Tammy. You're a boy and a girl, or both or neither. Young and old, a farmer, a hunter, a politician. You're dead, you're alive, and you've never been born. Time unravels before you. and an infinite tapestry crumbling wherever you look. It's all very weird. You see the web of possibilities and understand what time truly is. It's all happening at once, and none of it will ever happen. It's only sheer chance that any one possibility comes into existence, not any intrinsic truth of the universe, of fate. It's just a glimpse, probably over a second, but a glimpse of an eternity you can hardly fathom. Then you see the wormhole, enormous in a starry sky. You look down and see yourself on a plateau, gazing up at it. You recognize the place, a gnarlwood bluff not far from the colony, alive with the phosphorescence of glow season. This you seems expectant, as if waiting for something momentous to arrive, something that will change everything. The vision is crystal clear and you feel in control, in a way you haven't since you started having these visions. You know you must go there. Ow, my head. Hey, we lost some stress. You wake up feeling refreshed, your headache is gone. You're still a little dizzy, but the room has stopped spinning and has returned to one singular reality again. The vibrations have stilled. This face feels your vision. Solane, he exclaimed. Solane, are you okay? He listens in awe, and then in dejection as you describe your visions. Why didn't I see it, he sighs. I was here too, I want to know everything. Oh. Let's tell him about our dreams? Or flirt with him? I don't know. You tell Dis about how not only did you see all those visions, but that you believe they're real. You've lived them, or some of them anyway. They're as real as the life you're living now. He listens intently, then nods. I believe you, he says simply. You look at him in shock, but he just reaches out and puts his hand over yours. I know what it's like when people don't. I'm not going to do that to you. Yeah, I figured that out of anyone, he would believe me about the dreams. So, we have the option to flirt with him, but I wanted to take the opportunity. You don't know what any of this means yet, but you're one step closer to figuring it out. You feel like you've just had some kind of mega prophecy, but it was too much all at once and too hard to understand. Could the Convergent Domain handle this kind of information? Could they remember past lives like you? Is that what this room, the observatory, was meant for? The only thing you remember clearly from the visions is an image of yourself during glow season, standing at the top of that gnarlwood bluff just outside the colony, waiting for something. Unlocked explore glow and expeditions. We can keep exploring. Or we can go back. We can. Let's see if we can do... Actually, you know what? Aha. Another crystal cluster. Ooh. Oh, I thought that was yellow for a second. I feel like we've actually done all the events here. So I think we'll go back, actually. That was the end of the area. Oof. Alright. I just kind of want to see what that option is. Oh, explore Inglow is probably what it means. So we're probably going to have to sneak out of here during glow. Is that what that's saying? Alright, are there any collectibles around the colony? We should give something to Dis for believing in us. We're so close on bravery, actually. Sweet. How's our friendship looking? 99. Woo! Alright, now we just gotta bide our time until glow, I guess. Let's get our bravery up so we can get another card from Dis, maybe. You're crossing the courtyard on patrol when a shadow blocks out the sun for a second. Then people start screaming. An absolutely massive flying creature swoops overhead and lands right in the center of the courtyard, kicking up dust and sending the other colonists scattering. You shield your eyes to get a closer look. It's almost like a pterodactyl, or maybe a dragon. Its wingspan is enormous, at least 15 meters across, and it definitely looks like it could pick up a human and fly away with it, if it wanted to. It's not doing anything right now, though. It flexes its wings and considers you with 4 eerily intelligent eyes. As a guard, you're first on the scene. What do you do? Need animals 40. Pest control, I hate that card. Can we do a hard combat challenge? I hate pest control. We already have one of them. It's a 6, but it takes away from my most valuable cards, is the problem. Let's try to kill it. It's a little out of character, but okay. 99, ugh. Alright, so let's do a 4, 5, 6. 11. Okay, then we won't use this. Let's put this here. Alright, that's probably a waste. Let's see. What would we get if... Oh, then that wouldn't be the highest value card anymore, of course. Okay. Let's do this. Oh no, now it's 5 and it's not the highest value card anymore. Let's do that. Okay, that's worse. Okay, and if we just put one of these down... Okay, no, we want... Yeah. Now we have to get 47, okay. That won't be the highest value, but it'll be a... Nice, okay. Whew. Pretty easy. +2 to combat, what do we get? Draw an extra card at the start of challenge. Sweet. You are victorious. -3 to cards with higher values. Well, this is the highest value card we have, so great. Well, you didn't actually kill it. You barely scraped the massive thing, really, but something you did must have annoyed it enough that it took off. The real miracle is that you weren't hurt. Still, everyone is impressed by your bravery, and you earned some kudos from the gathered crowd. Sweet. And now we need to rest. We really need to rest. Yeah, extra card draw. That's pretty good. Only at the start, though. Alright, we need to rest. How much do we have, actually? 90. Is there something we can do that'll only have us take on 10 stress? This will only give us 10 stress, and it'll give us toughness. It's exciting to have hydroponics again. Yeah, I think we read this last time. Okay. Actually, can we get a 3, 4, 5? Yeah, pretty good. And a 1 and a 1. How bad will that hurt us? It'll hurt us pretty bad, actually. So we do not want this one here. So let's put back our 3, 4, 5. And our 0, 0, that'll give us 3. 28. That'll turn this into a 6. So it won't be a straight anymore. I don't want to... should we just redraw our hand? Let's just redraw our hand. I think that's all we can do. So that's a 2 of a kind. These will remain a 2 of a kind. Okay, yeah, that's good. And let's just put this here. Unless this makes it better. It does make it better. And it gets us a super goal. And now our stress is maxed out. Alright. But we're gonna rest on the walls. We'll rest on the walls, and that'll probably get us up to 100 with this. So that'll be good. The view from the top of the towers is stunning. In almost every direction you see the untouched beauty of Vertumnus spill out before you. Well, except for where they've cut down a bunch of mush trees and where the expedition's vehicles have turned up the dirt, and where the drainage system has made a big muddy puddle, and yeah. Alright, let's get rid of something bad. Neither of those are bad. I mean, it sucks that it's unchangeable. And sometimes actually unchangeable is good. I'd rather get rid of pest control, honestly. Those are both pretty good cards. If I'm gonna get rid of either of them, I would get rid of standing up for something, but I think that's good to have on our side. Let's keep it, yeah. Alright, let's see. Are we 100% with this? Yes, we are. And do we get an event with him now? No? Interesting. Oh, we probably have the bravery for a card from you, right? Hey, Solane, it was a good day out there. And we would get a stressful event, plus 10 stress. But it's an 8. You gulp and bravely dare him to tell you. What's the deal between him and his sister? Okay, good. What about her? Dis scowls, digging the toe of his boot into the dirt. She's smart, she's perfect, and everyone loves her. You wait patiently. Sometimes being brave means sitting in the silence. Eventually, Dis crosses her arms and shrinks in on himself. When Tang got her genome therapy, all anyone wanted to talk about was how I shouldn't be sad about losing my brother. Like they had to tell me that? Dis says, huffing indignantly. I'm her twin? I knew she was a girl like 5 minutes after she did. She's always been my sister, he explains. She's always known who she is. But, like, that was the problem, Dis says. He picks at a loose thread of his sleeve. She's so mature, you know, and I'm not. So she treats her more like her dumb little pet than her brother, telling me what to do and acting like she's so much smarter than me. He rubs his face. I mean, she is smarter than me. She's smarter than everyone, even the adults. But that doesn't mean she knows what's best for everyone. Dis lapses into silence. You wait a little longer to see if he wants to share any more, but Dis seems intent on just staring off into the wilderness again. Okay. What should we spend our time on now? Getting our toughness up? I'd be okay with that. The colony is dwarves moths. Didn't we already take care of the dwarves moths? We already took care of this. I know what'll scare them. You play the recording of the squeaking bounce weasels. Okay, yeah, we already got this. Oh no, we got pest control again. Can I get rid of it? We got the same the same event twice, and that gave us the same bad card again. Oof. Okay. So that's a 6 now. We can make it... Yeah. And yeah. And that's the same. Alright. It's glow. You know what that means. Let's see, we can't get any more. Let's give him... Yeah. We don't need to do that anymore. We're at 100 friendship with him. I just wasted that. Okay. Glow is no time to be exploring. It's far too dangerous. The gates are closed and survey expeditions halted until the light returns in a few weeks. Good thing you happen to know what another way out. Get bravery and perception. Right back to what sneaking out as a child gives us. Oh boy, oh boy. No one is allowed outside the colony during glow, so if you stay out of the lookout sites, there will be nobody to catch you. It also means that you're alone out here. If you get into trouble, it's going to be big trouble. You hope you know what you're doing. I don't know if I do. The familiar is unfamiliar during glow. The sky is dark, except for the eerie light of the wormhole, seeming so much closer than it usually is, and the gloom makes the shadows deeper and more mysterious. It's so hauntingly quiet that you can even hear the movement of animals, the beat of soft wings, the whoomph of something large in the distance. What's that curious sound? It's just a Dorbs moth taking flight. It's usually dull plumage in an iridescent rainbow, glowing warmly in the dark of glow. It slowly glides through the mushroom trees. You've been taught to be terrified of glow season since you landed here, that there were monsters out here circling the colony and attacking anything they saw, but it's so much more serene than you were expecting. Maybe they were wrong, or lying to you? Alright, there's a crystal cluster. Excuse me, I want that crystal cluster. It's way out over there. There's one over here. Oh boy. You're amazed at how peaceful it is out here. It's not what you expected. You stay out of sight of the watchtowers and slip between the mush trees. It's eerily silent, as if the forest is holding its breath in anticipation. It really is pretty out here, with all the plants and animals glowing, especially the wormhole filling the sky above you. Timey-wimey wormhole stuff. Neighbors become wild, Valley was wild. This is probably better for me, honestly. The mush trees make their own light, a chemical reaction almost as bright as your hollow palm. All sorts of small flying insects are drawn to them, facilitating pollination. Other plants spread glowing seeds which float up and dance above you, as if they're alive. Maybe they are. The narwhal trees have these glowing bumps on them. Are those insects inside? You see something pulsing in there, like a goopy caterpillar becoming a butterfly. How strange. Though you can't see it, you've been told the wormhole high above is shining with ultraviolet light. It's invisible to the human eye, but absorbed and re-emitted as visible light by the flora and fauna around you. Your hollow palm calls it a black light and says that people on Earth used to use similar, much more concentrated light as decoration. Even your clothing glows faintly. Alright, we can sneak by you. Nice. Love that. You come across a strange glowing river in the sky, floating just over the mushroom cap tree tops. It reminds you of old Earth vids about the Milky Way or the Northern Lights. It undulates beneath to the left and right, a river of luminous mist. Beneath it, a curtain of tiny glowing particles slowly rains down into the forest below. Follow it? It seems to be denser to the left and floating slowly to the right, so you decide to head left towards what must be the source. You stray from the path. The ground is hard to traverse in dim phosphorescence. The river gets denser and starts to shimmer a little, like the spore clouds you see sometimes in pollen. You're careful not to get too close to the particles raining down from it. The mist seems to be coming from somewhere near the ground, somewhere up ahead. It's something big and moving. The strange river of light is flowing from something on the next plateau. It's heading east and trailing this glowing dust, some kind of spore maybe, behind it. You could go down into the ravine here and try to keep following it, or safely cross under the eerie stream and continue where you were headed before. Let's keep going. Uh-oh. After a harrowing trip through a muddy ravine, you make it up to the next plateau, only to find the sky river has dissipated. You can't find any sign of what made it. Oh well, at least we got some toughness from it. Alright. Should we try to go directly to whatever the boss of this area is? Or like the end point? You come to a dense part of the path where the gnarlwood surrounds you and blocks out the sky and the wormhole above. Long threads that look like hair hang down from the trees. Strange. You've never seen this during the rest of the year. You'll have to go through these. The strands are sticky, like a spider's web. So sticky and thick, in fact, that you would be caught if you tried to push your way through it. Your skill with the plas cutter comes in handy, as you're able to cut a Solane-sized hole through the sticky hairs without accidentally getting them all over yourself. Seriously, this stuff is like superglue, and the strands are extremely tough. You get a small piece on your pants and are pretty sure it's never coming off. Okay. Another crystal cluster. You go past the manticore. Don't want any of that. More crystal clusters. And here we are. You climb up to a plateau ringed with gnarlwood trees. The view is fantastic. You can see the entire valley on this side of the colony from here. You have a curious sense of remembering this place. Not from your dreams, but no, from a vision you had deep under a strange pyramid. Something important will happen here, but not yet. Your quest for knowledge continues, so you take some samples and analyze them with your holopomp. There are wacky things here. There's glowing mushrooms you've never seen before, and a strange amount of deadfall, as if there had been some kind of localized tornado. You log fake location data, so it looks like you found these things inside the colony. Utopia would be upset if she knew where and when you actually got this. What's down here? Actually, it feels like we can't go down there. We should just... How do we get down there? I see crystal clusters and an event. We can only go around this way. Aha! I just want the crystals, please. And this seems like the end. We can do one more event. This area is dotted with huge circles of glowing mushrooms, each one nearly a meter in diameter. The bare grass in the center of the circles looks remarkably lush. That was weird. Let's avoid it. I don't want that card. It's only 3, plus 6 if the card to the left is blue, but You don't have a lot of blue cards, so... That's kind of moot, isn't it? Alright, let's just go back. You're lying in bed, staring at the wormhole through your window when you hear a deep thump resonate through the ground. Then a second one, quieter. The woven roof of your room quivers, unleashing a season's worth of fine glowing dust as if through the air. Through your open window, you hear voices sounding the alarm. The annual offensive is here, and leading the charge are 2 massive faceless. Let's be brave. You grab a plas rifle and report to the front, where a line of soldiers has taken up arms and is waiting for orders. The colony prepares to defend itself against the 2 building-sized faceless, as well as a teeming swarm of smaller Xenos that seethe towards you. Hold steady, orders Security Chief Rhett. Keep the line. No, Governor Loom yells, running from the front gates to the front of the defensive line. He elbows Rhett out of the way and waves his arms wildly. Bring them closer, draw them in. Rhett stops himself from shoving Loom back, but just barely, you can tell. Are you serious, he retorts? We can't let them any further into the colony. I still can't believe how cute the faceless kind of are close up. I mean, this nonsense, that's not cute, Look at its little hooves. That's weirdly adorable to me. We're going to fight them on our territory, Loom cries, raising his plas rifle over his head with one hand. We have the walls, let's use them. We'll let them come inside and pick them off one by one. We can't pick off a faceless, Rhett sputters from the sidelines. Loom smiles maniacally. You can see the gleam of his teeth from here. I have a plan, he roars. Just follow my lead. And with that, he turns and begins to run towards the approaching animals, roaring taunts and firing wildly into the fray to draw them close. At a loss, Rhett motions for you to fall back and let the animals approach. The area just inside the gates becomes a swirling melee of smaller Xenos and plas rifle fire, the two faceless lumbering slowly behind. Let's try to stay out of the way. +3 to pairs, okay. So we get a +6 for that. And how about this? That's actually worse, okay. And how about... let's use that. Okay, that's pretty darn good. Alright, 28. I feel like we can do that, although this is kind of a bad hand for it. Okay. Sweet. Okay. Hey, best possible score. Abby lost 1 stress. Awesome. You're not exactly a professional soldier, but you managed to hold your own against the Xenos, even though you still scream and retreat when something gets too close. You don't injure any humans with your plas rifle, at least. One of the artillery smoke wafting from the battlefield, out of the artillery smoke wafting over the battlefield, Loom comes running. Here they come, here they come, he shouts joyfully, and plows through the gates with the two faceless galloping behind him. It's without a doubt idiotic and horrendously dangerous. You can't help it. You hit record on your holopalm and film the ensuing chaos. You catch a glimpse of Chief Rhett putting his hand over his face and sighing. A squad of Helio soldiers takes up the charge and helps shepherd the faceless into an open area in the middle of the colony. You have horrible flashbacks to the first time you saw a faceless inside these walls. From the looks of the faces of the other shadows, you're not the only one. Then you're all thrown to the ground by a tremendous explosion. Fire engulfs the center square, roasting the two faceless in an inferno that blasts the sweat from your pores. Rocks and chunks of dirt patter all around you, with the occasional thunk of burning mushwood. Those soldiers nearest the blaze all recoil in surprise. Clearly, no one but Loom knew that the square had been rigged with explosives. You don't think anyone was caught in the blast, but it was close. What an idiot. Loom stands before the blaze, laughing and firing at the two tortured faceless as they rose to death. You raise her holopalm to capture the image, his silhouette dark against the column of flame and smoke. It was ridiculously dangerous and stupid, but it does look pretty cool in your recorded footage. No, it doesn't. I don't even see it, but I'm telling you, Solane, it didn't look cool. People filter out of their hiding places, shielding their faces from the heat coming off the bonfire in the middle of the square. On the horizon, the first watery rays of quiet sunrise are struggling to make a dent in the hot orange glare. The colony's fire suppression system is turned on the square, revealing the charred corpses of the two faceless. Utopia walks by with the reclamation team, hauling an industrial plas cutter on a hover lift. Does he use the mining explosives? Mighty bold of him. Those things will blow a hole in the mountain, or a creature, I suppose. Wish you could have saved him from mining. That must have been the last of them. We sure can't make more. Alright, I think we got fortunately last time. I feel like the colony is not going to survive this playthrough. But, unfortunately, the colony wasn't prepared for an attack of this magnitude, or the havoc that Governor Loom brought down with those explosives. While everyone was distracted by the pyrotechnics, Xenos got into one of the greenhouses and destroyed the next season's seedlings. And not all of the explosives went off. As Utopia's team starts their cleanup, a stray charge suddenly explodes across the field. Shrapnel zips past you and everyone dives for cover. A piece hits you in the thigh. Yee effing stars! Ouch! Okay. That cancels out, I think. Oh, great. As you gingerly check the nasty burn on your leg, you consider that if Utopia is right, at least the garrison's out of explosives to play with. You can't just nanoprint more unstable molecules like those. But how will the colony defend itself during the next attack? Uh-oh. Hey, we're an adult. And we have boy hair now. Oh, I think we didn't get an event with Dis yet because he needs to change over to adult model before we can get the final upgrade to his card. Woo-wee. Age 17. Let's see how everyone's looking. I mean, they'll look the same as last time. But Tammy, how are you looking? You look so regal and lovely. Hi! Oh! She's so cute! Oh my god! Tammy looks conflicted today. She anxiously twists her hands in her shawl as she speaks. I think if I have a baby, I want it to be from Vertumna. Do you know what I mean? I've just been thinking about it, and I can't imagine a stranger's, you know, she says, then ducks her head and smiles meekly out the window, towards the geoponic stones. Not when there are people I love here. Yeah, she wants to have a baby with Cal. She doesn't want another person's DNA. Okay. Rex, what do you want to tell me? Take off your own shirt in solidarity. Okay, yeah. Jude, put a shirt on. Okay. we already heard all that. That's just commenting on how sexy you're supposed to find his adult design, and I do not. I'm sorry. I don't want to go on a whole Rex makes me uncomfortable thing. You know what? I like the male Solane design better than the women. I feel like the long hair just kind of look kind of tacked on. This looks much more natural with the short hair. I like it. Hey Dis, what's up? You can't find Dis outside the walls, even though the duty roster has him working on the expedition vehicles today. After asking around, one of his crewmates points you to where she'd seen him disappear into the forest just 10 minutes ago. You thank her and set off into the wilderness. You've picked up a few things about tracking after hanging out with Dis for so long, so you follow his trail into the nearby Mushwood forest until you hear him, speaking calm and slow. Shh, it's gonna be okay. Just let me help you. You follow his voice to find him kneeling on the ground next to a wounded Hopeye. The scent of blood and animal fear colors the air. Dis's knife glints as he pulls it from his sheath. Don't worry, he says to the creature. I've got you. It won't hurt anymore real soon. A branch snaps under your foot, and Dis's head jerks up. His eyes go wide, but he doesn't treat you. Instead, he gestures for you to get a closer look at the Hopeye. Its single leg is mangled beyond recognition from a hunter's snap trap, and it's bleeding heavily. It can only stare up at Dis, defeat in its 4 eyes. It struggles once more, then goes still from the exertion, wheezing miserably. They tell everyone they're humane traps, Dis murmurs, but humans lie, don't they? They lie all the time. The hunters won't be back to check the traps until tomorrow, Dis continues, looking down at the Hopeye with a grim expression. I have to put it out of its misery. I mean, I think it's the right thing to do. Would saying I'll do it be better? No. Dis isn't afraid of anything. He would probably find that condescending. Dis nods and steels himself. With a clean cut, he slices through the neck of the Hopeye. It tenses, twitching in fear reflex, then goes limp in his arms. Dis is quiet at your side for a long time, breathing evenly in through his nose and out through his mouth, like he's meditating. It's better to die quickly than to suffer in a trap. There shouldn't have been a trap in the first place, he says, eventually. He clicks his tongue against his teeth. It's pointless. It was going to die eventually, but not here. It's not natural. It's not the death part that bothers me. It's our vanity. Humans are so afraid of extinction that they'll kill indiscriminately to avoid it. Indiscriminately. Dis takes out a cloth and wipes the Hopeye's blood off his blade, his movements slow and reverent. I used to let it control me too. I thought dying meant that living was pointless, he continues, but now I know the truth. Life is short and brutal and hard. It's up to us to fill it with as many experiences as we can. Are we going to spend our lives cooped up in the colony, subjugating nature because it strikes fear into our animal brains? He smiles faintly. Or are we going to get out there and live the only life we've been given? He looks down at the corpse of the Hop-Eye and lays his hand gently against its head. We're all going to end up like this in the end. There's no use denying it and letting the fear of it control our actions. I never thought about it like that. Isn't it obvious? Dis says, looking up at you. It's not like I'm out there throwing myself off cliffs, but it's not something I let control me. He smiles, genuinely. And because I don't fear death, I do so much more living. You should try it sometime. Dis lifts the Hop-Eye's body into his arms and rises to his feet. The smell of death will attract animals right into the other traps, he says, and I'm not taking it back to the colony to be stuffed into a recycler. We have to take it into the woods and give it back to nature. You and Dis walk further into the forest in respectful silence, Dis cradling the dead Hop-Eye against his chest. Eventually, he tells you to wait while he finds the tracks of a predator and lays it down nearby, an offering the forest accepts without acknowledgement. He returns to you, blood-stained and solemn. It's done, he says. You begin the walk back to the colony, though it's clear Dis is taking his time. After a few minutes of walking, he turns to you and grabs your arm, forcing you to stop and look at him. Solane, he says, his eyes burning. Promise you won't let me end up like that Hop-Eye. At your questioning look, he squeezes your arm to the point that it almost hurts. If I'm trapped here, just let me go, okay? Dis, you're scaring me. Dis releases your hand and takes a step back. I'm sorry, he mumbles. Never mind. Forget I said anything. He stares at you for a few unnerving seconds, perfectly still, before jerking into motion and fishing a pendant necklace from his clothes. He unclasps it from his neck and holds it out to you. Here, he says. You should have this. I want you to have it. This is Secret 3. Hey! Unlock Dis on the main menu. Whatever that means. You turn and let him put it around your neck. The pendant is large but surprisingly light. You recognize it as a fragment of Unisaur horn, its pearlescent colors shimmering in the light. Are you flirting with me? Dis's hands pause on your neck. Maybe, he breathes so quiet you almost don't hear. Is that okay? His voice is shaking. Is he scared? Dis, I feel the same way. You do? Dis says, heck yeah. You're not just saying that because you feel sorry for me, right? You turn around and shake your head. You've waited a long time for Dis to be ready, and he finally came to you on his own. A bird you had to let go to be free. Started dating Dis, sweet. What do we get here? +1 to all social skill increases for 3 months. Sweet. Dis regards you with a serious expression. You're the only person in this colony that I've ever really cared about, he says. I don't know why you bothered trying to be my friend when I was trying to push everyone away. His dry eyes drop to your mouth and linger there. I care for you so much, Solane, he says softly. It almost scares me sometimes. I've never felt like this before about anything. He cups your face and bends to kiss you, achingly sweet and slow. You can't imagine what I'd do to keep you safe. He steps away and looks down at the ground, suddenly evasive. Listen, I don't know how much longer I have left here, he says softly. I just want you to know that I want to spend the time I do have with you. Aww. Yay. Alright. So, I think... yeah. We don't know what he dislikes, but... he's dating me. Hold on, does it say... that Cal and Tammy are dating? Hold on, I don't need to look at him there. Dating Tammy. Yeah. Oh, and he likes cakes. Does Anemone also like cakes? No, Cal just really likes cakes. Alright. Boyfriend achieved. And also, we managed to sneak out during Glow. That was pretty sweet. Awesome. Now what? Now we just follow the exploration quest all the way to its end, I guess. And we have to wait for Glow for that to happen again. So I guess we just spend the rest of our time. Well, first we're gonna have to relax to get rid of our injury. And then we'll keep working on our combat and our toughness, I guess. For the sake of trying to get those all maxed out. Awesome. Alright, until next time, I have been Mars, and I will be back with more I Was a Teenage Exocolonist.